Hey love, my name is Lucy May, but you can call me Lou if that's what you want to do, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I wash my makeup brushes. Certain items that I use in this video will be below in the description box, so don't forget to look in the description box, like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you can be notified every time I make a video. Now I'm going to show you what I use. This recipe I got from Pinterest, by the way. If I can find it, I'll link it below. I'm only going to be using two products. The first product is this Dawn dish liquid, specifically the blue one, because this is really going to help with our brushes that we use with liquids or creams. So like foundation, concealer, cream bronzer, etc. It's going to help break down those oils. And the second thing is white vinegar. I know y'all probably like white vinegar, but I'll explain it in a second. And then I just have over here this basket that I lined with a kitchen towel. You can use a kitchen towel or you can use a hand towel. This is going to help with the drying process. And lastly, you need a brush mat. I got mine from Five Below. I'll link it in the description box. You need this. Like, there's no getting around it. You need it because it's going to help get in between the bristles so that you're getting all the makeup and creams out of your makeup brushes. And lastly, you need your brushes to clean the. Okay, so first I'm going to take this Talenti container. I just saved it because it was a little container and I specifically used this for my brushes. So this is what we're going to put our little solution in. So we're going to take some of that Dawn and pour it into that Talenti container, and then we're going to pour some vinegar, and I'll show you how much in a second. I poured a lot of Dawn in mine because I knew I was going to be washing a lot of makeup brushes. But if you don't have that many brushes, you don't need this much. You probably only need half of this. Now the white vinegar. Okay, so let me explain. The white vinegar is also going to help break down the oils and everything in our brushes. I have used this without the white vinegar and my brushes were clean, but I felt like I had to keep washing them to get them clean. So the vinegar does help, and as you can see, I did not pour that much. In fact, I poured some out because you really don't need that much. You only need a splash, and we're going to dilute it with water, a lot of water. So your makeup brushes are going to have a hint smell of vinegar, just a little hint. If your makeup brushes smell like vinegar, like smell like vinegar, you used entirely too much. Yours should look something like this, and I'm using warm water, by the way. Now I'm going to take my brush mat and I'm going to press it down into my sink, and I'm going to jiggle it a little bit just to make sure that it's secure. You don't want this sliding around while you're trying to wash your makeup brushes. Here I'm just adding some Dawn soap to the mat. I do this so that you don't have to add soap to the brush every time. It's just already on the mat, so it's easier for you to clean your makeup brushes and go. Now we're ready to wash them. So first I'm going to start off with my Morphe foundation brush. I forgot the number of this. I'll have it linked below. I use her for foundation. She's dirty. So what I'm going to do is first we're just going to wash her on the mat. Now it's important that when you wash her in the section where the little silicone pieces are closer together, because that way it'll really get in between those brushes and get all of that foundation out. So if you noticed on the mat, some of them are closer together, some of them are further apart. You want to use her on the parts where it's closer together. You see how I'm at the top and I'm really going in at the top because those are where it's closer together. We're going to squeeze all of the dirt and the residue out of her before we dip her into our little concoction that we have in the Talenti cup. So now what we're going to do is we're going to dip her into this concoction. Now this next part is very important. You want to only really dip her from the tip to the middle. You don't want to go all the way to the end because you don't want to get water into the ferrule. The ferrule is that black part that I'm pointing to right here. because if you get water in that, it's going to disrupt the bristles, and it's either one, going to cause shedding, or two, it's just going to make the bristles fall apart essentially, because that's where it's being held together. You do not want to get that wet. I mean, of course, if you get a little bit of water in there, okay, cool, but don't let a whole lot of water get in there. Now we're just going to continue to scrub, and then we're going to squeeze all of that residue out of the brush again, and then we're going to wash it out. Make sure when you're washing it that you, one, wash the ferrule, hold it at an angle like I'm about to show you, and then fluff it out as you're washing it so that you get all the soap out of it. After we rinse her, we're going to squeeze her out one last time really good, and then we're going to put her in the basket. And look at that, good as new. Okay, here's our second client. This is my Wet n Wild angle brush. This is a powder brush. So my Morphe brush I only use for foundation. This one is a powder brush. I wanted to show y'all both. I'm going to speed through this one because it's going to be the same as the last one. Squeezing the residue out just like the last time. Making sure to keep the bristles down so that we don't get any water in there. Dipping her into our concoction, only the tip to the middle, see? Got to show y'all me rinsing her out, but now we're gonna go scrub her again. Scrub. Squeeze out the residue one last time. Rinsing her off at an angle and making sure that you're getting all the soap out of the bristles. Squeeze out the excess water. And look at her, good as new. Let me show y'all the brush setup. So this is what my brushes look like inside my little basket. Now, when you put your brushes in here, you want to make sure that they're spread out equally apart and that they're not so bunched up together. Because if they're bunched up together, they're not going to dry, or they're going to take a long time to dry. Like, see this whole area right here? I'm going to have to move these around because they're too close together. They're not going to dry. These are the makeup brushes that I washed, and they are now dry. This is what they look like. I know you can see that they look a little shiny, but that's just what happens when I wash them. I didn't add like any olive oil or baby oil or whatever. This is just how they look. And here's a close-up of the brush washed and dried. This is my Morphe brush, by the way. And you will see my Wet n Wild brush in just a second. Don't judge her because she does look a little dingy, but that's just because she's old and she used to be white, but she is clean. This is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to check the description box for certain items that I used in this video. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.